What's up, Alpha Strikers? This is the Chase and Super Rare review for the 15th anniversary of Heroclix Marvel What If set. My name is Eric.
And I'm Mike Nito.
And let's do this. The first Super Rare we have in the set, Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace, number 37.
Also known as Arsenic and Old Lace.
Them code names, though.
Never use.
Runaways, Young Avengers, Animal, and Future. Animal's gonna see some play.
Oh, Animal. Oh, yes.
So, Golden Age, get that Alyosha in here.
Hell Cow healing her.
Wow.
Sorry, we'll get to that.
That's 100 points of broken right there.
That is.
Okay.
That is. Carry on.
Runaways trait. We'll cover it for this video one time since it's the only figure in this rarity that has the
last one. By the way, we're also throwing in chases in this as well.
Yes.
We're just going to go right from super rares into chases just because the chases are a little bit smaller to set.
So stay tuned because we'll get to those soon. Once per turn, when Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace attack, if they are adjacent to a friendly character with the Runaways or Young Avengers keyword, they can reroll a 1 on the die of the attack roll. Now, this does not work with Old Lace.
Not for the Pog, no.
Which is very disappointing, I think.
To a point. I think they need to figure out a way to clear up the duo name, because I mean this is Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace, but you no longer have like the duo attack, so they're not attacking together. But you pop off the Pog, so there's Old Lace, and there's been a lot of confusion of new players that it says Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace. So you would think, well, this means that this character, as well as the Pog, which is named Old Lace, would be able to do that. That's not the case.
And see, it's silly to me because they've done Pogs with keywords. Namor's Atlanteans actually have Atlantis keyword. They could have easily put that in here and that trait. I mean, make it 10 points to kill it. Whatever. I don't even know. But do that. That was much more thematic to me, I think, because she is kind of saying, hey, go get him. Alright, her other trait is called, my parents only left me one thing.
A pet dinosaur.
That'd be the best gift ever.
Until it eats you.
I don't know. If it's from birth, they're just little tiny raptor your whole life growing up, I think it'd be fine. I think you guys would be best buds.
Maybe. Doubt it.
You watched Jurassic World, didn't you?
No.
It hurts. The beginning of the game. Okay, at the beginning of the game, plays adjacent an Old Lace bystander. When Old Lace would take damage, you may instead deal Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace 1 honorable damage. That's the confusing part.
Yeah.
You have to know it means the figure with the base clicker, not the Pog named Old Lace. That's about it, guys. She has a special damage power for the first 2 clicks of her 5-click long dial for 50 points. Not too shabby. Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace can use leadership. When they do and succeed, you may instead remove an action token from one friendly character with the Runaways or Young Avengers keyword, regardless of agency or point value. Still not Old Lace.
That's okay.
Your Iron Lad's fine. Your Nico Monoro's doing pretty good.
Caroline Dean, Chase Stein, Molly Hayes.
Molly Hayes. I mean, yeah, she's basically a field team leader in the back of the map. And we'll get to why in just a bit here. So if you look at her dial, you kind of say, well, she's not doing much. Stealth, 6 speed, 8 attack, 17 services, 1 damage. The entire dial with willpower and outwit to finish her out. Mike, why don't you chime in with why this is so busted? Because I know you want to.
You create Old Lace here, who has charge, blades, claws, toughness, and empower, just running out there, and they go to shoot this 0-point Pog, and Gertrude says, okay, I take 1 instead. And I just so happen to be sitting on the back of the map with a good support piece, we'll say Night Nurse, or as we just mentioned earlier, Hell Cow.
And or Nico Monoro.
Who can pick support every other turn and heal her back up. If you can't shoot me at least, or shoot Old Lace at least 5 times, before I can heal myself back up, I've got an invincible Pog running around the board. Tying you up, Blaze Claws, charge, 11 attack, just wrecking. And then you throw in Iron Lad, carrying Old Lace around, masterminding damage onto Old Lace.
Would take damage.
Is now then absorbed through Old Lace or Gertrude, who is then supported by a support figure in the background. So I just took every damage that you're dealing to me and reduced it to 1, and then healed it up on my next turn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Old Lace and Iron Lad are just dumb together.
Oh yeah.
And then he has Empower, so your Chase Stein and Molly Hayes are doing way more damage up close with him. I'm just going to swarm you with Young Avengers.
And just keep Gertrude way in the back.
You get a token off.
With Nico and Carolina, because Carolina is, Eric's covered in the earlier video, defend, reduce the amount of damage you're dealing. She also has Running Shot and Pensai for supporting it. The Runaways team is ridiculous. If you play Gertrude, they made her a super rare for a reason.
Yeah.
And no unique ring on Gertrude York's and Old Lace. So you could be having easily 3 Raptors running around with some serious support in the background. I mean, 3 Night Nurses just healing up your Gertrudes. You've got leadership for days. It's done and over with. Goodbye. Wow. Single-handedly broke the game. I dare say she'll end up on the watch list.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Watch list has been kind of barren as of late.
Yeah, wait until somebody breaks the game with Gertrude York's and Old Lace.
Yeah, probably be you.
Right. Up next, number 38. Cosmic Spider-Man. Avengers Spider-Man Family Cosmic. He does have a unique ring.
He does have a unique ring.
Improved targeting. Ignores elevated, hindering, and destroys blocking. So, I see through it all except character basis. No special powers otherwise. He's just what you see is what you get. 3 different point values, 275, 175, and 75. At 275, he is your whole team. Power Cosmic, Spider-Man Wildcard team ability. Hypersonic with 11 movement, 11 attack, Precision Strike, 19 defense, invincible with 4 damage. Drops into Pulse Wave and Running Shot. Goes back to Hypersonic with Precision Strike and Impervious on his 175. Again, back into Running Shot and Pulse Wave. And at 75 points, he starts with Sidestep, Pensai, and Vuln with 4 damage, and finishes off with some regen. So even at 75, if you can figure out a way to keep him from being one-shotted for 4 or more damage...
Gee, I wonder, is Peace Machine a thing? Are we getting to that soon?
We will soon. He could just come back every time. Just, oh look, 3, I'm back. You can't counter his powers. He is just, wow. Totally versatile. I think 175 is going to be his place to play. But at 275 and not being how you're invincible, outwitted. Whew.
But in the meta, he will see 75-point play with the Peter Parker real name ID card to Pensai through walls. Killing Jakeem Thunder.
Through walls, through elevated, through hindering. I see you. Bang.
Wow.
For 4 damage. 75 points. In he comes, out he goes.
I see why they didn't give him any kind of perplex or outwit, because if they did, him be able to see through.
Destroy the wall as I outwit you. Well, I think that's only after an attack. But,
yeah, but still ridiculous.
I think they learned their lesson with the AVX Cyclops. They can outwit you through the wall and then blow up the wall to hit you.
Yeah. Like, we made this figure way too good for a starter. Our bad. Okay. So, another Peter Parker in the set here. Peter the Hunter. Has Spider-Man Family, Animal, and Warrior. This guy is ridiculous. Has 3 traits. We'll go through this all. Enslaved Craven Family. At the beginning of the game, place the 4 bystanders listed on this card into your starting area. These bystanders can use the carry ability of this game, but only to carry each other. The first non-free action you give one of these bystanders each turn doesn't count towards your action total. So you basically are given 5 figures for 90 points. So the Cravens, we'll go ahead and go off here. Anna has Flurry, Precision Strike with 7 and 9, as you see there. Sasha has Stealth and Range Combat Expert, as you see there, and 6 range. Alyosha has Sidestep Outwit, also really good, 17 defense. And then last one is Vladimir Kravinoff, which is just the Lion. 9 speed, 9 attack, blades, 1 damage. This reminds me of the tiger that Alyosha makes. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the same one. No, it's Glutton or something like that.
Gladkin.
Yep. So different lion, but still way cool. He also has from an alternate Earth. Oh, one thing I want to cover, guys. If you do ID card this Peter Parker in, he does not get the Pogs. It's not the beginning of the game. It's not begins the game. It's at the beginning of the game is the key word there. But he has from an alternate Earth. If this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Spider-Man or Kraven the Hunter that's equal or more points. Replace that character with this character on the same click number. I am so mad at this. The Kraven we got in Spider-Man, 75 points.
What about the zombie Kraven?
Not the same guy. His name is just
Kraven
or something like that, or some other name. He's not Kraven the Hunter.
Damn.
So I'll have to get another Kraven later on the road, I'm hopefully hoping. But Spider-Man's pretty easy. 100 points Spider-Man if you really so feel inclined, because this one can't die if you do it right.
If you do it right.
Yep. Other trait, killed my greatest enemies, and here's why. When Peter the Hunter KOs an opposing character of 50 or more points, after actions resolve, heal him to click number 1 and place a trophy token on his card. When Peter the Hunter would be KO'd, you may instead remove a trophy token and turn him to his last non-KO click. This is ridiculous. If you are able to take one of your 100-point Spider-Mans and take it down to this one, and he's able to kill a figure who's like a late game, 2 left, he has the RCE on those last 2 clicks for, 3 or 4 damage, and just say, oh, you're dead, look, click 1, back to my charge by his exploit, with a trophy token so I don't die later. It's a really situational thing, guys. If you can pull it off, it's so good. I played him in Sealed in the pre-release. You guys will see the release, sorry. You'll see my videos as they come up over the weeks. He is so good. I got better and better each time I play with him. So, great Peter Parker there.
The highly anticipated number 40, Goblin King, Dark Avengers Monster Ruler, real name Norman Osborn. Trait, force you to relive your worst nightmare. When an opposing character misses Goblin King with an attack, after action resolve, give that character a nightmare token. Characters with a nightmare token modify their attack values by -1, period. When a character with a nightmare token makes an attack, after action resolve, remove 1 nightmare token from that character. So they can continue to gain more nightmare tokens.
I don't think they ever get more than just a -1 ever.
Yeah, it'd only be a -1, but I mean,
still.
Second trait, the Infinity Gauntlet. Give Goblin King a free action and choose 2 standard powers. Goblin King can use the chosen powers until he chooses again.
Rolling powers of your choice.
And he's got 3 different point values, 275, 175, and 75. And then he has Phase Teleport with Invincible. That's 12, 19, and 5. And keep in mind, he gets to pick 2 powers of his choice. Goes into Probability Control with Sidestep and Invincible, then Impervious. Back to Phase Teleport with Impervious on his 175. Sidestep down to Invuln. Again, Probability Control the whole way through this. And then at 75 points, he's got Phase Teleport, Invuln, drops into Toughness with Perplex and Power Cosmic, so it doesn't matter what powers you pick, they cannot be countered or told you cannot use them. Wow.
They could have made him really bad and just given him phasing the entire dial and no powers. But no, why would they do that?
Serious defensibles. you could just give him all the defense in the world. You could give him super senses and shape change. Then he's got invincible on top of that. You push him once just for the heck of it. So now he's on the prob control with sidestep, just moving around, shaking a little bit. Just blah, 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 blah. That's all I can say. This guy is rolling $90 and has not dropped a penny out of the pack.
And we've already seen him, if you guys watch Nationals, and I'm sure he's had tons of meta play already. So he and Jakeem are kind of up there neck and neck as far as the meta goes. Alright, next up we had number 41, the Advocate. The Hand, Assassin, Mystical. Real name, Matt Murdock. Hey, it's Daredevil again. Trait, one with the darkness. The Advocate can use Smoke Cloud, but can only place up to 3 Smoke Cloud markers. These Smoke Cloud markers are only removed from the map when he uses Smoke Cloud again or is KO'd. So that's really, really good with this movement power he has for the first 3 clicks of his dial.
Perma Smoke Cloud.
Basically. Secret Weapon of the Hand. The Advocate can use stealth and improve movement through hindering, so he kind of helps with that moving through the shadows. Before the Advocate is given a non-free action, you may place him in a square of hindering terrain within 3 squares and line of fire. So if he so chooses, I wish he had willpower, he does on his first 2 clicks, yay. He can go ahead first turn, make those smoke cloud tokens, then...
Within 3 squares?
3 squares? Isn't it minimum 4 on smoke cloud?
So the power actions is a minimum of 4. So that's mind controls, smoke cloud, and barrier. So that's a minimum of 4.
Okay.
The free ones, perplex, outwit, and probability control are 6.
Thank you. So he will lose to the 4, even though it's at 3 range. So that's good. And it's 3 squares out, you can place out. Next turn you can move up with just a move action, unfortunately. Yeah. So he has to kind of chill out next to you before he hits you. Or shoot you from 3 squares with that 11 attack, 3 damage. But it seems like you'd want him to be up in the fight. He does have mystics to help mitigate the punch me.
And then he's got steel energy and regen later.
Those last clicks, yeah. 60 points for this character, guys. Not too bad. And this is what if Daredevil died saving Elektra. So
Yep. Brought him back instead of Elektra. Made him the bad guy.
I see.
Up next, number 42, Punisher of the Strange. Mystical Soldier. Real name, Frank Castle. Stealth bustin'. Ignores hindering terrain for line of fire. Trait from an alternate Earth. You can swap him out swap him into from a Strange or Punisher that's equal or more points if you started on your sideline. Trait, characters with the monster keyword and adjacent opposing characters can't be healed. This is called to end the X-Vampires. So if you have a monster, they can't heal him. Anywhere on the board.
I feel he was printed too late.
Just a little bit.
Those zombies would have been so nerfed with him on the board
Oh,
for 100 points. Yeah.
No more zombies. Punisher of the Strange. Make my magical Uzi. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a headshots all the way.
So good.
But adjacent opposing characters can't be healed either, so if you're
Yeah.
standing next to him, they can't be healed. He does have mystics, standard for the Doctor Strange deal. Starts with running shot, pen side, toughness, goes into stealth, pen side, toughness, probability control, then goes to running shot, pulse wave, ESD, and to stealth, pulse wave, ESD, prob. Then drops into charge, blaze claws, combat reflexes, exploit, and then stealth, blaze claws, combat reflexes, exploit. So he just abandons the shooty-shootness and just goes into Blades Town with exploit.
Hey, he does not have battle fury, so he can still shoot if need be.
Yep, shoots whenever he needs to. So
What do you think?
I know he's pretty solid for 100 points. 100 points for what you're packing there. You get a lot of powers, a lot of options. I think 100 points is where you're looking for your primary attackers, if not secondaries.
All right. So we have number 43, Peace Machine. Not the War Machine, the Peace Machine. Stark Industries, armor, politician, soldier.
Peace sells, but who's buying?
James Rhodes, that's who. So this is James Rhodes. So War Machine card can call us in on a turn you feel would be most appropriate for a TK, a don't take so much damage for a turn, an outwit. Not bad for 50-point Colin. Yep, he has 50 points. Does have 7 range of that outwit,
Isn't the
by
War
the
Machine
way.
card retired now, though?
Nope, it was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yep.
Nice.
He has 2 traits. First one's called Fine-Tuned Repulsors. Peace Machine can use Force Blast. When he does, he may target opposing characters within 3 squares and line of fire. So, like, you're too close. Boink.
Off the edge with you.
And then he also has a Suppression Field. If a character, opposing or friendly, doesn't say that, but it's worth, I'm saying it so you guys know, would take 4 or more damage, it takes 3 instead. This guy has basically given the entire field
Half the higher end of Invuln.
the higher end of Invincible.
Excuse me.
Yep. So you're only taking a max of 3 ever. This will change the game, as Micah said, in so many ways. Because if he dies, it reverts back to a different game again. You're like, oh, I can do
High
more.
damage values.
Yep.
But with how damage values have come down so much, not a lot of people do more than 3 anyway. Plus, you have your damage reducers, so you're just locking the game into you're not ever going to do more than 3. So you start looking at your dials in a different way instead of I've only got
5 clicks.
4 or 5 clicks. Now you're like, well, I've got at least 2 hits out of me.
Yep, you have to double tap every low point character at this point now, which I think is great. That's really good. People saying, I hate being one shot. I hate being the thought of like, oh, this dude's 6 with Ultra Heavy and kill me. Well, now you play this for 50 points. They're not. They're gonna waste that whole heavy object with their 4 printed to 6 to just do 3.
And he's really got a lot of good support for you. He's got that TK and the outwit, sidestep, carry. I mean, he's
with willpower, so he just keeps on carrying around.
And after he gets hit once, he goes into plasticity, ESD, and support. So those guys who have taken some hits can now be healed.
Yep.
So I mean, he's just the key of support figures at that point.
He really is. He's definitely a gem from the set. I've heard him go for as low as 15. He may be going up. If you guys can get one for cheap, do so now. This is from the comic book What If Iron Man Sold Out? So that guy is must-have on anyone's collection.
Number 44, Thordis, Asgardian Avengers, real name Jane Foster. Special movement power she has on clicks 1 and 3. More than a match for Loki, Thordis can use charge, flurry, and sidestep. Blah, blah. Sidestep 2 and a charge of 4 with flurry. Super strength 11 and 4 or 10 and 3.
Ultra heavies for now and heavies later.
Heavies later with that, the super strength. Special defensive power she has on her last click, stop. She can use defend, and she cannot be healed. She ain't coming back from that point.
No.
She turns in a great support piece with Earthbound Neutralize, Support, and Defend at a 15. So, if you're standing next to me, I'm going to heal you. But I'm probably going down.
Yeah.
For 105 points, I'm going to take out that healer. And then on the clicks that she doesn't have her special movement power, she has her special damage power, which is she has a range of 6, which goes from flurry to precision, or flurry, super strength, invincible to flurry, precision strike, and impervious. So I mean, just an all-round, full-on attack piece with a side order of support at the tail end of the dial.
Avengers TA, right?
Yep, Avengers TA.
Nice. All right. Next up, we have the In-Betweener. Elders of the Universe, Cosmic Mystical, number 45. He is 222 points. Probably the oddest number of point value we've seen.
So
in a long time.
I was talking with Eric about this, and when I see point values that are odd like that, it just screams there's something that we need to add to him.
Just to make him
So you look for
crazy.
8-point things that would make him better. Weapon drop, Helmet of Fate,
symbiote. He's not giant sized, so you totally could do these things.
Even though he looks like he should be.
I know, goodness, that dial is huge, or that figure is huge. All right, so he has one trait called In the End, All Must Balance Out. When In-Betweener is KO'd by an opposing character's attack, if the attacker's force has more than one character, that opponent chooses one of their characters, either a character with the highest point value or the lowest point value. If it's the lowest point value, that character is KO'd. If it's the highest point value, deal that character 3 unavoidable damage. So just for killing this figure, something either takes 3 damage regardless, or just dies.
Yep.
Hopefully, even at the playing field for you, if you guys chose to put him up there first.
I wouldn't think so, unless he's really decimated the whole force, because at 222 points, he is
most of your
2/3,
force.
almost 100% of your force at that point. You have to have something else there, maybe a support piece, to keep him alive, or some very small, effective attacker, while he's just been trying to obliterate everything and finally dies. You're hoping that it's going to take out whatever was left.
And he does have 12 attacks, 11 attacks, 10 attacks, all with penetrating on the last 4, prob, perplex, and high defenses with mystics. They're not one to hit this guy.
You have to get to his next power, too.
So the next power is, let's go through the attack power real quick, because that's where you see the first few clicks of his dial. Equal and opposite attack. Give In-Betweener a free action and choose an opposing character within range and line of fire, which is 8. In-Betweener can use the standard attack and damage powers that chosen characters can use until your next turn. So you're basically going to equip yourself with an arsenal from an opposing character.
Whatever you got, I got.
Yep. That's how he balances it out as well. It's like, you have Pensai I need, or you have Pulse Wave I need. Oh, and you have RCE or Exploit Weakness? I got stuff I can do. Let's make this happen. He does have Stealth. The first 4 clicks, he wants to either get into a turret position or a face you and hindering kind of a deal. So consider that when you're playing him. He is unique, by the way, guys, as well. Not that you've ever probably played two.
Two of them, 444 points of in-betweener.
Sure.
Do this.
In a 500-point game, my gosh. No, he is unique. She only play one ever, but still. The speed power for the last 4 clicks of his dial is called Nexus of Realities. In-betweener can use phasing teleport. When he does, after action resolve, if he has moved half his speed or less, he may make a close or range attack. I love they're giving this phasing like a weird pseudo movement attack. That's really weird. Like I didn't think that phasing ever needed a movement attack added to it. It's supposed to be like a positioning tool.
I think phasing teleport needs to have a carry option added to it. Because, I mean, if you can teleport, you should be able to take people with you. I mean, I've heard of, nobody rides this ride, but I mean, come on. When I see phasing teleport, I think they should be able to phase teleport and take people with them. And we've got so many different versions of people that are like, I have phasing teleport, and I can carry 5 people.
But that's the in-betweener. Stats are just amazing. 4 3s, 4 3s, 3 3 3s. And 11s at the end there, and 10s, 10s at the end, 12 top. It really depends what your opponent's playing. This guy's looking for the best and bash your opponent has to offer. Getting within range of that character saying, I want those powers, and I'm going to shoot you with them. That's what he's trying to do. And if he does go down, when they have to chip through that impervious and invulnerable they can't outwit, then the mystics as well. Hopefully they're low enough, and you can KO something important that's low, or deal through something high to either kill it off, or basically last click so you can finish off and hopefully win. I don't know if he'll ever see competitive play of it in a fun game, but that could be cool to see happen.
Up next, number 46, Scarlet Centurion, Avengers Armor Future Past. No printing on the card for a real name.
Just left it blank.
No printing, no real name, none, no nothing. Just
spoilers. It's King the Conqueror.
How did you know? Alright, trait. Manipulate the Avengers past and present. Scarlet Centurion can use mind control. When he does, if he targets one or more characters with the Avengers keyword, modify his attack value by +3. That's trading. The whole dial. All 8 clicks of it. 6 range, 2 bolts, mind control, +3 to my attack with my top dial, or highest value at an 11, average at a 10. That's really not bad.
Not bad at all.
Special attack power, he has every other click, can use Incapacitate. When he does, counter all powers the hit character possesses until your next turn. Now, looking forward to seeing a rewrite on this with the way that countering will work. But, I mean, if it says you can't use any powers until your next turn, I think this guy at 140 points is going to skyrocket in use. Because I can just target 2 people in cap, and all your powers are gone.
And the rest of my team just hammers you. And let's be honest, if it was 140 points, that's Jakeem worthy. We've seen plenty of teams build around 140 points and be okay.
Yep. And then special damage power for the first 3 clicks can use probability control. If 2 characters with the same name are on the map, he can use it to reroll those characters' attack rolls regardless of range and line of fire. So if I'm playing Highlander, if I've got 2 different Iron Mans, 2 different Deadpools, 2 different, you name it, I can prob them anywhere on the board regardless of line of fire. So
remember that form we played at the shop called Attack of the Clones?
Yep, where we just play a bunch of different names with different collectors numbers.
Problem is, there's not 2 of that.
There's no the Scarlet and Centurion. But I mean, overall, this dial, sidestep with the special power, willpower, with the special attack power, invincible drops into invuln, hypersonic right in the middle of the dial for some crazy reason. Back to sidestep, energy explosion every other click. Mind control, the whole dial, super senses, and then enhancement at the very end. I mean, wow.
Right? Alright, so that concludes our super rare review. We're going to head and tack on the chases for you guys, since we only have 4 in the whole set. We were able to obtain 3 of them. So, first chase.
We're going to go with Poison, starting off. Number 47, leading off from Scarlet Centurion, number 46. Spider-Man Family Monster, real name Peter Parker. Yes, that's an ID card call-in right there for 90 points. Okay, trait, Alien Symbiote. Poison can use plasticity and shape change and automatically breaks away. I would have killed to see Poison can use poison on here. Just a special poison power. Just cause. Special movement power. A bride worthy of my time. Once per game, at the beginning of your turn, you may place adjacent a Carnage Gwen bystander, which we're affectionately terming Carnagwen. And that Pog has Flurry, Blaze Claws, Super Senses, and Exploit, and is dispensable, I guess is the term I'll use, on clicks 4, 6, and 7.
Had they put that on click 1 or 2, this would have been a busted ID card call-in.
Right from the beginning, just boop, there you go.
But it was like, his name's Peter Parker, we can't do this.
we just can't. And then his special damage power, he has, for his first 4 clicks, poison deals penetrating damage. Period. When he hits a character that can't use toughness, invuln, or impervious, increase the damage dealt to that character by 1.
You know what's great about that? You can outwit their powers. They can't use those powers.
Only if he had outlets, but I mean, you pair him with
other outlets.
Other outlets. Scarlet Centurion says, goes all your powers. So there was a little talk about being able to do 2 penetrating poison damage or 2 poison damage. It says when he hits, poison is not a hit, it's just a dealing, so you don't get the bonus there. But you do get it for all of his other attacks. But I mean, doing 3 all the way down the line, and if they don't have a defensive reducer, you now do 4.
Yep.
I mean, it's penetrating the whole way. Who really cares?
Right.
Poison, which will be penetrating poison when he's standing next to them. Charge, sidestep, starts with toughness, goes to super senses, late dial, has shape change the whole dial, plasticity, so I'm going to stand next to you. I get away, you're going to stay there, and wild card. So if I want to Mystics it up,
take stealth,
take whatever I need.
Defenders, because why not?
Ugh, man.
Sinister Syndicate, because he can. I don't know. Stuff.
Well, he's already got an 11 top dial.
I know. But he could share 11s. Not many 11s out there.
But yeah, this is definitely some crazy power here.
All right, next chase in the set, Venom Hulk.
Buh.
Brute and Monster. Real name Bruce Banner. What a shame the Bruce Banner ID card rotated. Because the 100 point of this would have been gorgeous.
Calling a fool.
Yep. So he has 1, 2, 3 special powers. The damage powers on his first 4 clicks is called Engulfing Tendrils. Venom Hulk can use poison and has a range value of 4. When Venom Hulk hits a single opposing character with a ranged attack, which he has a 4 range, I just read that, duh. You may place the character adjacent to Venom Hulk after actions resolve.
Get over here!
This is really good because post-poison rules, he can hit somebody 1 turn. He'll come over here. He can then poison.
Yeah, poison right afterward.
So that's pretty good. And then on his 4th, 5th, 9th, and 10th clicks, he has the Symbiotic Bonding defense power. Venom Hulk can use Super Senses, Toughness, and Regeneration with his traded Shape Change, Plasticity, and Auto Breaks that he has. So he gets 2 rollouts with the Reducer.
And a regen.
And with the new regen, if you look at the way he has this laid
come
out,
all the way back to top.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 from the first one of those.
Yep.
And so it's the second one, which aren't too shabby.
Yep.
Either. And then he has the attack power on the last 4 clicks of his dial, which is the second to the last on his 100 point, which says, "Leave me alone. Venom Hulk can use Quake and Super Strength. When Venom Hulk uses Quake, he may instead deal his printed damage value. He has a 4 on the first one of those, and then 3s the rest of the way."
Problem is, even though he can use Super Strength, he does have Battle Fury, so he cannot throw those objects.
No, and nor can he use the damage from the object with his Quake. Because it becomes the 4 or 3.
Single shot or hit everybody.
Yep. And depending on your scenario, that's good because you have Flurry with Super Strength.
You may have just brought everybody into you from the higher end of your dial. Now you're surrounded. Now you're pushing everybody away again.
Yes.
It's a very, on and off again relationship with the Hulk. Either he wants you in close, he wants you to go away. He wants you in close, he wants you to go away. He needs to make up his mind.
For sure. And I've heard a lot of guff on this character not having any movement attack. He does have 2 clicks of charge on 4 and 5 after his impervious, which is totally fine. And then drops into that flurry 12 attack, 18 invincible, 5 damage for his 100-point click, which is just what is this? If this comes at you at 100 points from a TK, I think you're squished.
Yeah.
Like first turn, you move up, grab an object, right? So you're going to 7 damage. I TK him up to you.
7 and
Next
5,
turn,
that's 12.
7 and 5, 12. No matter what you have for reducers, he's probably killing you dead.
Unless you had Invincible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to save your life.
So this guy, don't knock him. His leap climb is there to basically say he's leaping at you 12 squares away and basing you, or 4 squares away where he can shoot you, bring you in, poison you.
So I think I'm going to drop this here. I did say something on my Facebook page that I'd like to see Leap Climb have an added after movement resolves. You can knock back all adjacent opposing characters just 1 square. Just to kind of show that splashdown, or like you jumped in, you kicked them.
Yep.
Just enough to knock them back 1 square, just for a disruption. Just so that Leap Climb, with all the passive things that it does, would have a little bit more of an active to it. And with that Hulk, if I was able to drop in, knock everybody back 1 square, and then just go to town from there. I mean, he's really designed that you want to drop him in the middle of a fight, have everybody try and hit him, you're getting out of it with shape change, and there's poison and just swinging and just doing stuff. I mean,
he's not meant to be stay way back. No, you just get him into the fight.
All right, so we unfortunately have to skip over Venom Thor because we didn't get one. We tried really hard. Eric is still trying hard to get one. He's hoping to get it. That way we'll have all of them.
Yep.
Him and his spiders and his venoms. But moving on to number 50, Venom Punisher. Brute Monster Soldier. Ignores elevation for movement purposes. Real name Frank Castle. Has the Alien Symbiote trait. Again, plasticity, shape change, and auto breaks. And then for his first 2 clicks, he has any disguise or weapon I need for my war on crime with only a thought. He can use Exploit Weakness and Perplex.
Not bad.
So, Shape Change, Exploit Weakness, Perplex, 12 attacks, Stealth, Invuln, Willpower. I played against this guy, and for all intents and purposes, I should have lost that match, but David was so unfortunate to roll a crit miss when he was on his last click, when it was down to Venom Punisher versus Molly Hayes, both on their last click. That was how epic that fight ended up being. But he was on his top dial for the majority of the game and ate through half my team because I took out the rest of his team, and then it was shape change, missed my attack, shape change, missed my attack, shape change. I couldn't get away. I tried to break 5 times.
Needing that
plasticity on side steps even. I was can't get away, can't. And he's just sitting there. And then when I did finally get away, he's just like, yep, I fly over next to you because I ignore elevation because we were on the King Arthur map. And he stood next to me again. I was like, go away!
So he has flying light, guys. You know he's flying on the sculpt, but he does have that
It's more of a glide kind of thing.
Yeah.
Big jump glide, but this Venom Punisher, when used correctly, I basically watched him go through his whole dial with that invuln down to toughness, down to charge, blades. He's on his last click. That scary last click with 12 attack, blades, and exploit. I'm just like, for 100 points.
100 points.
Find one, make it part of your collection, and ruin somebody's day. That's all I can say.
So that was the chases, guys. Venom chases, all really cool. All have their own unique abilities and powers. If you want to go ahead and give a small review of if you have a Thor Venom, go ahead and put the comments. We would love to hear about what your thoughts on him would be. We have the LE you could win at your release day events. The Captain. So,
which was also previewed on WizKids.com through their press room. Check it out.
Yep, for sure. He has Avengers and Soldier. Real name, Steve Rogers. Too bad Steve Rogers' V card is rotated out. Because this guy for 110 points is redonkulous. So he has, from an alternate Earth, if this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Captain America or Thor that's equal or more points. Place that character with this character on the same click number. So there are Thors that are that point value, and I'm still brainstorming Captain America's. I know it's 120 point Civil War one, but I don't think anyone plays that one, unfortunately. This guy has 6 range, 1 bolt, charge, quake, 18 with invulnerable, and a defense power. Indomitable for his defense symbol. He has a trait called There's Plenty One Man Can Do if he's the right man. Before the captain is given a non-free action, and that's for anything, attacks, moves, whatever, You may knock back a number of adjacent opposing characters by 2 squares. Yeah.
You're standing next to me. Get out of the way.
I got somewhere to be.
The captain's coming through.
So that's really cool. It's interesting with his Quake. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't use it with his Quake because you're just moving him too far to do it anyway. You just want to really charge in there.
Well,
But-
say you had me locked down with Venom Punisher. Okay, gonna push you back 2 squares, and now I'm gonna charge in and Quake the rest of your team.
It does knock back.
I just push you.
As long as they don't have charge or reflexes, you just get them right away.
Yeah, just get away from me. Can't lock me down.
I like that. Good thoughts. Venom's out of my way. And then he has a really cool damage power on the last 3 clicks of his dial, which it's almost sad to do this, but because those values in the last 3 clicks are 11, 11, 12 attack values with 17, 18 toughness.
That's a good switch out.
That's a great
late game.
switch out for sure. So if you guys have a Captain late dial or a Thor, that's really good. It says, "Heads up, Avenger! I've got a special delivery winging its way towards you. Give the Captain a power action and choose a friendly character within range and line of fire. All opposing characters adjacent to that character are knocked back 2 squares from the chosen character's square. If the chosen character is named Thor, after actions resolved, that character can make an attack."
By the way, Thor, I'm giving your hammer back. Take it. Knock everybody away. Oh, thanks. Now I'm just gonna wreck everybody.
6 squares away, too, basically. And that Thor gets to make an attack. Doesn't say close or range, so I'm going to assume it just means either one.
Either or gets to make an attack of his choice.
Yep. And, yeah, dude, this Captain is so really cool. You know, mostly basic powers he has there, but just the fact that he can, like, set up his movement with that just break away, get stuff off him, and you just keep on going to different targets. So good. Playing it with the Thor is a must. The whole thing of even with the 1 power, if it's not Thor, it's like, you're tied up really bad. Here you go. Bust everyone away. Now get out of there. Because that can save a figure who's just getting pounded. Any words from you on the Captain?
No, I think you covered it all. That's pretty intense LE.
Yep. Not too bad. Win him if you can, guys. He's worth having. Alright, guys. So that has been our Super Rare and Chase review for the 15th anniversary of Heroclix Marvel What If set. Please like it, sub it, and share this video with all your friends. And Mike has a great question for you guys.
Yes. So the question I have for you is which one of these figures from the Super Rares and Chases, we'll just put it all together, is your favorite and why? Getting the feeling we're going to get a lot of Chase comments here, but I'd like to see some Super Rares as well. If you do like one of the Super Rares better than Chase, but if it comes down to Chases and all Chases all the time, then just put them in there and tell us why. And again, if we covered a figure that you feel that we didn't think about a way that it could have been used or a great team that you have to put it on, comment below, share with the community. Let us all benefit from the Clix knowledge that everybody has to share so we can all up our game and be the new champions.
Thanks, guys. And remember,
strike first
and strike hard.